The conversion coach business started in the 50s.
The gospel groups like Blackwood Brothers and those groups like that are the ones that actually pioneered using the buses.
It made sense for these guys to stay out on the road for 2 or 3 months at a time, and the only way they could really do that and stay healthy and rested would be to travel where they could have a place to lay down and relax and get ready for the show, and just kind of your little home, away from home.
Most of us for a long time had to use the old models because we couldn't afford the new buses like they do now. We was on the side of the road more often than not. The old straight 8 engines were good on the flat roads of Texas, but not the mountain ridges.
It was a cottage industry of people just taking old buses and taking a skill saw, some 2x4s, and saying, "Come on, Bubba, help me build my bus."
We put homemade bunks and stuff like that in them so we could stretch out. We nailed them down to the floor.
Getting in the 70s, a level of quality and professionalism entered, and the interiors began to take on a professional air, much better construction, much safer. Things didn't come flying off of walls and things like that.
A band bus has a front lounge and a rear lounge, and in between it has section for 12 bunks. A Star bus generally has less bunks, has a bigger front lounge, a bedroom in the back, and it has a shower.
In the mid-'80s, you had a true industry springing up across the country of professional builders building top-end motor coaches that has progressed through today with all the latest in electronics and amenities available.
They're just on a whole different level than they used to be.
They got longer, they got taller, they got wider. In the 70s, the coach size was 40 feet long, 96 inches wide, and about 6 feet 2 to 3 inches interior height. 80s, they went to 7 feet interior height and 102 inches wide. And then in the 90s, they stretched the buses to 45 feet. The next logical progression might be a 50-foot bus.
They're not your daddy's bus. They're not your grandpa's bus. They're different.
I would have to say I just love my bus.
Thank you for your patience, gentlemen. Come on in.
The bus is great. It's a lot of fun for about the first year of touring. Because you think you've made it after you rode around in minivans with U-Haul trailers and Winnebagos and you get a bus.
My name's Dave Lacursi. I'm Kid Rock's tour manager. I'd like to welcome you to his home on the road. Let's take a look around.
As you first walk into the bus, first of all, you see the door panel. Kid loves the Detroit D, Detroit Tigers. And so it's got a D in the door panel.
Outside of the slide-out option, they've added a lot of entertainment for him.
In that front lounge, there's 3 televisions. There's one on the wall that looks like a picture of Detroit. When you push the remote button, the lights actually dim and the picture comes up and there's a plasma TV behind it.
That's how you get the gals.
There's also another flat screen LCD television underneath the stereos, and there's another LCD television that comes up out of a end table beside of the couch. We actually built the front end of the bus to be more like a theater. Front lounge will seat probably about 15 people. All the seating is Italian leather, custom made for that bus.
We'll move back to his stateroom, which is also set up as a studio room.
We had a Winnebago, had a little studio on it, and then we moved up to a bus. I put a studio on there, and that's what we did. Uncle Cracker's very first album was pretty much in buses and hotel rooms. It's mostly for ideas, I pop down ideas. We're gonna maybe do a live record now, so I'm just listening to tapes and stuff like that.
To continue on with the stateroom, we have the very customized shower that they've come up with for this coach.
There's a couple large pieces of granite in the shower that we actually had etched with the Detroit Tigers D in the shower also. We put a fiber optic shower head in, and that fiber optic shower head was like a $4,000 feature.
Has a color wheel, just to add a little flavor to taking a shower during the course of a day, I guess. What is his stateroom without his full bed? We brought in a special Tempur-Pedic bed. It makes things nice on the road when they're bouncing down the highway. Just settle straight in and go right to sleep.
I can't sleep on the bus. I'm not a really big fan of it. You know, I like to fly in, ride the bus for a couple days, and fly home.
Well, of course, we've seen the inside of his bus, and now we're going to take you out to the outside where you can see the rest of his toys.
And here we go with the toys. Nice little bike that Jesse James built for Rock.
Just being on the road, you try to take as much stuff as you can to occupy your time. We just take off and cruise up the road and then ride a couple 100 miles. Just kind of clear your head.
On the flip side of that are his dirt bikes.
Oh, that little yellow motorcycle, now, that's a little 85, I think. That was all those things. We're just trying to figure out something to do every day at the venue, so we set up a road case with like a 35, 40-foot loading ramp. They just hit that thing as fast as I could in 5th gear, and I got 44 feet on it. And get all the roadies to lay down underneath it and stuff. It'd be like, you know, Fonz.
Kid's bus is probably the most tricked out bus that not only we've ever done, but that I've ever seen.